Hello, viewers. I'm Vibhuti Jha. This is Jaipur Dialogue USA. As always and as usual, I will request you to please like, subscribe, and support our channel. Give your feedback. Today, I want to talk to you about the absolutely disgusting disaster of killing of tourists in Pahalgam. Now, the news travels faster than the speed of lightning, and in that spirit, we know a lot of information. And the information is the disgusting act of the killers who were Islamists and terrorists asking tourists to drop their pants to examine their genitalia to ensure that they were not Muslims and kill them. Let's remember this. This warning is to the world around us. The incident is happened in Kashmir, Pahalgam, but the challenge is to the world around us that we live in. In terms of a pure tragedy or killing, this isn't the first, and this won't be the last, perhaps, unless we, the people, respond and demand that this must stop. And this can be stopped, provided we stop mollycoddling and offering apologies in their names that, oh, they are the exclusive people, they are not representing the whole faith. I don't buy that argument anymore, ever before either, that I have accepted that argument, because it's part of a theology, it's part of the instructions mandated in a book that everybody who is non-Islamic is a kafir, a non-believer, and his throat needs to be cut. They need to be killed if they don't subscribe to that faith of Islam. This is their instructions. Let's not mince words about it. Let's not try to mollycoddle them beyond a certain time and period. This is critical for the rest of the world to understand. India has been a victim of Islamism and Islamic terrorism right from the moment they landed in that country. This is important to bear in mind. The West and the Western leaders and the democracies made mockery of our suffering, the Hindu suffering, the Sanatani suffering, India's suffering, Bharat's suffering. They made mockery of it, painted it as if it was a freedom of expression, freedom of choice, and freedom of religion. It was not. It never was. It always was about imposing their will on those who did not subscribe or submit to their faith. By the way, it's an ironical thing and a sad part when they say Islam is a religion of peace and you submit to Allah. It's not submission to Allah. It's submission to terror. It's submission to slavery. That's what the theology prescribes. Yes, I have read Quran and I know a lot more than I knew before. And many more people do that. They know that there are texts which are mixed with bonhomie and murder. So peace be on everyone, but only those who follow their faith, not on those who don't follow. Think about it from that point of view. And I also want to add why the world needs to take note of this issue. I'm deeply thankful to President Trump and J.D. Vance and many others who have condemned this act and they have showed support for India. Thank you. And we respect that. I am an Indian American and I respect that on behalf of all Hindus who have been butchered and killed there. Now, here is an important part. This is something called understanding the nature of the beast. Who are we actually dealing with? That's what is important to understand. We all know now that this incident is not like a gun violence in America. It happens here. Tragedies happen all the time. There are mad people who will kill people all the time. This will happen. The question is, what's our response to those kind of things that are happening around us? It's always the response that we display that matters. It's not about handling the situation alone. So let's try to understand the nature of the beast. We know now, it has been talked about ad nauseum. We know that these people, even those who are moderates and liberals, other than those who have become ex-Muslims, I want to say this: so long as you continue to believe in the phrase non-believers who must die or kafir who must be killed. So regardless of how many times we praise the Almighty, if you are subscribing to that point of view, the non-Muslims who are subscribing to that view, just remember, you are next in line whenever your turn comes. This is a very important understanding to be had. Let's take another aspect. They migrate to every democratic country seeking freedom. When they arrive in these countries, whether it's in Europe or anywhere else in the matter, for that matter, or United States, then they demand their way of life. Recent stories about Texas or many parts of America where they are building their own colonies. They go to a small town in large numbers, overwhelm the town, and declare their way of life. Paterson, New Jersey is one such example. Michigan is one such example. Many other states, this is happening. In Texas, the reddest of red states is under attack in the name of freedom. I'm dropping these things for you to grasp the challenge. They are building epic cities. Now, what are those epic cities? This is what is important for everybody to understand, that Pahalgam is a symptom of epic city. This is what is important to understand. Pahalgam is epic, is the example, outcome of epic city. Kashmir is an epic city of Islam. Nobody else is welcome there. Why don't we realize that? The democracies have to begin to realize that. The anger and frustration that was brought out by many groups of people, that you can't have an epic city of Islamist city in a town. You know what the Islamist response was? The person who was speaking about it, that we are practicing democratic values of freedom of religion. Very smart. You got to applaud that. How they take advantage of our way of life to further and advance and impose their will of life. That's what is important. And if you do not let, and he further added that if you do not let me do that, that means you are treating me as a second class citizen. How bizarre is that? How uncouth is that? You know, you are now accusing those people who want to talk about equality and not having a segregated, separate, gated community of your own as, you know, imposing victimhood on them, that you are a victim. You are not. You are trying to do that because you want to create your own conclave, your own territory within a territory where only your law applies. Will you ever say that only American laws will apply? The answer is definitely no. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important to bear in mind, that when freedom is used as a fault line of democracy, that's the time when we have to reorient our thinking or start tightening the belt, if I may say so. But here is an important part. These people, where anywhere they are, from Kashmir, Afghanistan, wherever they are, they, they work as a vote bank, a collective vote bank. Then they resort to violence at the drop of a hat. Whatever you say something about them, and they resort to violence. That's the only way they know how to negotiate, impose their will. Imposition of their will is the art of the New Deal, if I may say so. That's their imposition of their own faith. And third, immediately blame everybody for their problem. What happens in democracy? Oh, we don't have evidence about who killed. We don't know how many people belong to Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not the individual. It's not the brainwashed guy who does this. It is how their brain is wired by the teachings and mandates. Unless and until we confront that truth, truth is bitter, truth is harsh. That's what we always say. But doesn't mean that truth we can ignore. Political correctness at this point in time will not get us anywhere. Truth alone will get us somewhere. Confronting the nature of the beast, we have to understand where they come from and what they are trying to do. So whether you are America, whether you are London, look at UK or Germany or France, how they are imposing their will. They are not going to any other Islamic country, not even Pakistan for that matter. So, this is what is critical for us to understand. Pakistan harbors hate towards India. Bangladeshis, the ungrateful nation and ungrateful leadership, harbors hate against India despite India being responsible for saving lives and creating, giving them freedom to have a country of their own. That is the nature of the beast: ingratitude, ungratefulness, and deception. Always. That's the way to understand. And that's what I'm saying, not with any particular joy. It's a very sorry thing to happen. What kind of world we live in that somebody tries to impose their will in the name of freedom? How weird is that? And unless and until we deal with that and deal with that firmly, when we drive on freeways in America or anywhere on the world for that matter, even the freeway has a speed limit. There is a code of conduct. You violate that, you get punished. But these people, they think freedom is to be abused, and it has become a fault line of democracy. The other thing which I wanted to say, there are many people who begin to offer apologies on their behalf. When you offer apologies on their behalf, oh, it was not like this, it was like this, you are encouraging a killer practice. They do not believe in you. As I said earlier, so long as you remain a non-believer and a kafir, you will die sometime or the other. And that's what brings me to the final point of the moment. The final point is, when will we begin to demand reciprocity? That's very important in any civil society, in any civil life. If I'm good to you, I expect you to be good to me. If you are bad to me, I have a choice to walk away or stop you from being bad to me. We have tried to ignore it. We have tried to accommodate you. We have tried to be nice to you. We have tried to save you from the tortures and sufferings within your own countries. Yet you come back and you stab us. That will not be allowed to continue. And I want to tell leaders of the free world, the democratic world, this Pahalgam matters to the whole world. You are seeing this for the nth time in India. You laughed at it. You still ridicule us, the Hindus and Indians in every sense of the word, because you did not get it. Unfortunately, and I'm saddened to say, because I was witness to that scene, 9/11 was the time when America learned the element of Islamic terrorism. But hey, what did George Bush say? Oh, Islam is a religion of peace. It is. Every religion practices and preaches about peace. Sorry. Every religion preaches about peace. Who practices it actually? That's the question you have to understand. And demanding reciprocity is key. So I'm demanding a reciprocity. Just one item. I'm demanding every Muslim in the world today say this in public or otherwise, wherever, that they condemn, abrogate, and nullify the entire concept of kafir and non-believers who must die. It is only then that I can claim or I can say I can trust you as a friend. Because if you do not do that, I can't trust you as a friend. I can't trust you as a neighbor, because I know sometime or the other you will try to kill me. That's where you are mandated by your own faith. So all the niceness, all the politeness, and all the make believe kind of a thing in which you preach to us, oh, we are nice guys. Of course everybody's a nice guy. I always believe every single individual is a good human being. Every single individual. It is the collective wisdom that determines the quality of interaction. Collective wisdom, remember that. And once your collective wisdom is driven, mandated with a particular instruction, then I don't trust you. So if you want to earn my trust and the trust of people like me, then you have to offer reciprocity. And that is where I say we have to demand reciprocity. And that's why Pahalgam matters. It's not an isolated event. It's a planned, executed element. Thank you very much.